Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday news. I'm gonna go over what happened this week. And yeah, we'll deliver it. We'll get you up to date and on all your cultural needs. First off, the Queen died. Did you hear about that? The Queen. She was like 80 something, right? Jeez. And with all this women empowerment going on, fucking King, just decides to step up after she dies. I don't know. Whatever. It's so, oh my god, like, yes, Queen. No, like, you should just stayed alive or whatever. Like, you're just gonna change everything now after 80, 90 years of having a queen. It's so inconvenient. Why'd you have to die? Next up, Biden is tweeting a lot. I've been noticing that. I mean, I know he probably doesn't do his own tweets, but I don't know. He's boring. He's doing so many positive things. I guess. If you want to look at it that way. Of course, if you're on the other side, you could think he's a piece of shit, which I don't care. I feel like all politicians are pieces of shits, but I kind of miss Donald Trump. I really do. I miss his... He was such a good... I miss his tweets, how crazy he was, how unpredictable. He was a good heel, He was a good heel character. Like, everyone could kind of just hate on him, and we wouldn't have to worry so much about what else is going on in the world, because we had this, like, enemy here, this grand enemy to hate on Twitter, So I do miss that. He was hilarious, and the news... You could tell the news is really missing him, because anything he does outside of it, they immediately tweet. So it's... I don't know. He was a good heel. He was really good. He knew how to be that guy everybody hated, and he embraced it. And I don't know. Of course, I'm not thinking of it from a political view, but I mean, the Earth's already kind of messed up, and fucking the United States is even worse with whatever, like whatever you want to say, gun control or this and that. Of course, that all kind of goes down to the states and not really a federal level, but whatever, man. Like, I just think Biden's kind of boring, and I kind of miss Trump. He's great. Here's a fun fact. Did you know Mormons have to keep their lawn really green? That's in their Bible. It's like a sin to have like brown grass, and so they need to keep their grass green. And I don't know. I was looking at that. I knew a Mormon when I was younger, and I knew the whole thing. Like, they knock on doors, and they're from Utah, and they don't drink caffeine because that's like a sin in their eyes or something. But I didn't know they had to keep their lawns like solid green, because if it's any brown, and that sounds pretty racist, right? Whatever. I didn't know that. I didn't know they had to keep their grass green. Arizona reenacted some abortion ban that was like from 1901, and I think they did it just to get in the news. Arizona's pretty boring. I'm trying to think of what really goes down in Arizona other than the Arizona canned tea. That I don't even know if that happens in Arizona. But yeah, I think they're doing it just for the news, because Arizona's pretty fucking boring and whatever. Everybody's talking shit about Jeffrey Dahmer. That they keep making movies about him and TV shows and shit. Well, they keep doing that about serial killers, right? At all, and I think a lot of them are interesting. But yeah, this whole murder mystery genre is just, or it's not even murder mystery, but the whole like murder genre, it is kind of getting overly saturated, And he is a good looking guy, I will say. Even I'm not even just the person portraying him in the show, but in reality, he was like a pretty good looking guy in comparison to like Ted Bundy, which they always have a fucking good looking guy portraying him, and he was some nerdy ass piece of shit, Ted Bundy. Like he wasn't good looking at all. I don't know why they continue to portray Ted Bundy as some like handsome buff ass dude when he was just this like little glasses wearing pussy that would tell a girl, "Oh, my arm hurts and my legs hurt. Can you help me to my car?" And then he like would murder them or whatever. Yeah, I don't know why Ted Bundy doesn't get shit on more than Jeffrey Dahmer. And then what was he? Jeffrey Dahmer, a gay cannibal, right? I mean, that sucks. You know, it's terrible the way they're portraying it. It is, but I don't know. Like, you gotta at least show and say that he got beaten to death, beaten the fuck out of in prison whenever he did go. That's at least a good ending to that terrible story. So, you know, like we need to just chill out with all these murder podcasts and shit and murder stuff. It's getting overplayed, and especially true stuff. Like make up something new. You know, if you are gonna do it, because I was all about what was that show? That one fucking show. God, I can't remember. That crime show. Fuck, I can't fucking remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, that one crime show. Remember? You remember? But you know, try to be more fiction. Even Law and Order. Law and Order is pretty badass. Of course, they take liberties from true stories, but I think it's better than this true crime shit, and especially trying to portray it like he's some good-looking motherfucker. Which, okay, I'll admit, Jeffrey Dahmer was kind of good-looking, but yeah, you know, we need to kind of stop that. On another note, a jazz legend, Pharoah Sanders, died. Okay. Now I was reading more about how back in the day they linked marijuana to jazz so much. Like, back in the 1940s, they'd call it, "You got a case of the muggles. You gotta smoke the Mary Jane. Get yourself some giggle smokes." But they legit thought back then in the day, you know, of course, that like reefer would, like in that old Reefer Madness movie that you could find anywhere for free on the internet, but that it just turned you into like a madman and made you fucking kill, and it was worse than heroin. And they even put out in the news, and of course back then the news was whatever was on paper. It's kind of like today where if you just put it on the internet or put it on a newspaper, people fucking believed it, you know, because people were so fucking gullible and stupid. But they actually, and here's a quote: when a jazz singer would smoke marijuana, the illusion of a slower sense of time and a keener sense of hearing would allow the musician to improvise with more confidence. So marijuana would help them create their jazz music, and I even know they said it was like music of the devil, that it would literally like seduce your mothers and your daughters into like just becoming such horny fucking slaves to the Negro. And no, it's crazy. But then you look back at that stuff, and then you look at the stuff that's in the news now that we believe, even official news, and it's like what is real, you know? Who really cares? Like there literally are worse problems going on that are true, and then we find like the littlest weird news bits to hold on to and then to care about, you know? Like, I'm sure there's still, I don't know, does Flint, Michigan even have water? Are they still without water? Ukraine still at war, right? Is that didn't end? And then here's Biden telling us, "Oh, COVID's over," but is it over? I mean, it's probably like the flu shot or the flu, where it's here to stay. We just gotta the new normal, learn to live with it. But it's like, yeah, it's scary, but just admit it. Just like, why do you try to slow down some sort of panic whenever it just fuels these other conspiracy theorists to fucking put out more shit like, oh no, they're lying. Oh, here's the evidence based off of DuckDuckGo, or this random blog that I read that was telling the future. Or if you look at Nostradamus or fucking Plato, you can see that it's just written there. I don't know. There's just so many more problems. Even in your own personal little life, like my personal little life, than to the bigger scope, you know? And I'm not saying we shouldn't care about these things, but obviously you as an individual, and even I or anyone else, can't save the world, you know? All you can do is take care of the people around you, and try to make those lives better, you know? But I get it. It's fun to read the news and be like, oh shit, that happened. Oh shit, you know, fucking Cardi B, Rihanna. Man, I miss Rihanna. I saw some random tweet about her that they were saying she was getting fat, and you look at her and I'm like, dude, she looks good. Rihanna's got some fucking thick thighs. Beautiful voice too. And I imagine she's like set for life, you know? And even Beyonce, I think I saw her in the news that she's about to go on tour and drop an album, and I'm like, man, Beyonce, she thinks she's too good. She needs to be knocked down. I don't think I think she used to be grounded and good back in her Houston days, back in Destiny's Child, you know? Like, she was really good, but now she's surpassed that, and she's more of just a brand than an actual artist. And I don't know. I think she needs to be humbled, because I don't know, her music's just gotten too weird, and she's probably gonna start saying political shit too, like LeBron James does, and all these other high profile celebrities that, I don't know, think their word does mean something, unfortunately, to the public. But honestly, like, they're just like us. They're human too, you know? They care about certain things, and then other things they don't give a shit about, you know? Which is fine. I think we should really start understanding that humans, we're all human, you know? I don't think any of us are gods or goddesses, unless I don't know who maybe Marina Diamandis. Nah, she's a fucking goddess. I like Lady Gaga too. She might be a goddess, but when she made Born This Way, no, that was kind of weird. She was trying to pander to the gays, like, oh, I'm bi, I'm just like you, and they were like, no, you're not just like us. You're just trying to fucking sell records. Go back and wear your meat suits and your fucking Madonna wannabe shit, you know. But I'm glad Stephanie made it out of there, and she's killing it now. I'm proud of you, Stephanie, for making it, you know. It's great. But yeah, you know, we'll every Sunday I'll try to go through the news that went down, and we'll see what really happened, what matters, what doesn't matter. But really, what does matter? Like, really, nothing matters. This life is all an illusion, and we're just playing it out. It's someone's dream, right? But yeah, no, take care, and I hope you have a great day. And again, unless you owe me money, you're a piece of shit. My mom, if you're listening to this, Mom, you're a piece of shit. And I'm your son, and I'm a piece of shit.